So before leaving visualization, we decide to introduce some lectures about the how to write reports or how to make your dashboard. The first concept is a word which they are using for description of the good graph. Okay, so it's excellence. Excellence graphic mean the graphic which or excellence visual, the visual which is succeed to deliver your point of view to the viewers. Okay. Now we'll check one of the most important theory in visualization, the theory of data graphic, which they are calling the data link, data to ink ratio. Okay, this means the ratio between the ink, okay, and the visualization itself. We need to represent this in visual. Okay, let's say that we have some visualization like this. Okay, and this visualization, there is x-axis and y-axis, and there is text for the x-axis and also text for y-axis, which is numbers here, and there is title of y-axis, and there is title for x-axis, and there is title for the visual itself, and also there is some visualization. This is line, okay, and maybe we can represent also the legend, okay, and we can show also some data dates here, okay, or let's say data labels here. So all this, when we draw this or when we print this, we are calling this all ink. Okay, this all ink is used for representing all this data which we see. Okay, this is number one. So this is the total ink which is used for this visual, okay, for this style. Okay, also if we make some focusing here, okay, and also there is some ink here to draw the visual itself. The visual is this line which we see here. Okay, so there is two type of ink. The type for the total ink used for drawing or for printing or for showing this visual, and number two, the ink is used for drawing this visual only, the graph only here. Okay, so they are making percentage between these two data. Okay, so data ink, okay, to total ink used to print the graph. So the total ink used for the graph, this is the ink for the x-axis, y-axis, for the graph, for the titles, for the legend, for everything. This is the total ink. Okay, and the data link, that data ink, this is the data which is used for the graph itself, for the line here. Okay, so if the percentage is very small, this means the data ink is very smaller than the ink for the graph, for the total graph itself. Okay, similar to the case which we are checking now. Okay, you can see that it's empty. Okay, the graph is empty. Okay, because we don't have anything. We didn't show here the data. Okay, which is summation of quantity. Okay, and we have also less data here, so it's empty. So if the percentage is very small, the data ink to the total ink, it will be also smaller. Okay, so this means that the data ink is less. Okay, so the people will ask you for more information. Okay, and during the meetings they will ask for more information because you don't show them more information. Okay, because the graph is empty, the visual is empty. Okay, okay, and other side, if we check, for example, the other graph, for example, let's take a look of this pie chart. Okay, so here, okay, the ink which is used for the graph itself, okay, let's see here, okay, is the legend, and this is the pie chart, and this is the titles, and everything is more. Okay, this means the data which you put for the visual itself, it's too much. Okay, so the people, similar to the case which we are saying now, if the people, they are looking at this chart, 100% they will not understand anything. Why? Because the data is dense. You have everything, all the data, too much data in one graph. So they cannot understand any point, any conclusion, any thing from this data. So they should ask you, what is this? Okay, why? Because already the ink which is used for this visual is more than, the percentage is very high. So you consume more ink, mean you put too much data in one small place. Okay, so in this case, okay, it's too much to be readable. Okay, so it will be very difficult for them to understand anything. Okay, this is also not good. So the two cases not good at all. Okay, but what we have to represent something which is very let's say something in average, the percentage of the ink of the data itself, it should be also average. So for example, something like this, you can, if you put some data labels or something, you can understand what is this. Okay, they can see what is the high, what is the low. Sure, we have to format some x-axis here, but when you check here, you will find something readable. Okay, if you put some data, the data, if you clear it here or make it visible, it will be very nice and it will be visible and everything will be clear for them. Okay, so this is what we need to understand. Okay, the percentage which we are talking about, the data ink to the total ink, should be something in middle. Okay, so the people will not ask you more questions because already they have many data. Okay, and they will understand also most of the data included in the. Okay, so tell the truth about the data. Don't play in the data, because so many people, they are playing in the data to represent something which is not the truth. Okay, during building the report, you must consider, this is very important, audience, goal, and tasks. 3 points. Okay, you should consider when you are building your report. And the skill of building the report, when the people they are building the report, they need a skill of thinking and imagining what they will say and to whom they will say. So the audience is number 1. Okay, because it's not good that you will explain the report to the project manager or construction manager. It's not same if you will give this report to the stakeholders, the owner of the company. Okay, let's ask about choice of the visual should be according to the purpose of the report itself. Okay, so if you are making comparison or comparing between for example, two data or something, item to item. Okay, so column chart or bar chart, it will be suitable. Table, it will be suitable also. Okay, any charts or any report, you will find some components of this chart. Okay, you will find position, you will find y-axis and x-axis, you will find shapes, which is the data labels or something. You will find also size of this shape, okay, which is more small, big, or average, or something like this. And you have colors, line widths, line type. You have to care about all this during representing. Okay, so this mean if you choose something of it wrong, it will be very annoying for the people. It will not be successful graph. Okay, for line chart, the best practice, okay, number 1 is the 0. Start with the 0. Okay, don't start with something else. Okay, always don't start with something else. Okay, maybe you will use this something else in S-curve or something like this if you have advanced payment and like this. But my advice, no, don't use anything instead of the 0. Okay, don't put more than 4 lines when you use or comparing a line to line or something. Okay, don't use something like this. Okay, because no way, no human being can understand what is this. Okay, so better to use 4. Okay, and divide also this to make the people and the viewers understand and make comparison very easy. Okay, use solid line only. Okay, don't use something like this. No need for this. Okay, no need for this. So better that solid line, it will be good for you, and you will put also the data here, and the comparison will be easy. Okay, and when you label the lines, this sometimes I am using this, sometimes I'm using this. I cannot consider this as a law or rule. Okay, because sometimes here, sometimes there, to keep it beside the lines, or I make legend and use this legend for indication of the line itself. Okay, it's depending on your size of the chart and like this. Okay, use the right height as we explained before. The scaling, the y-axis, okay, and the x-axis. It's very important to choose the right scale to represent your graph. So here it's very small, here it's very big. The variance between this one and this one, here it's logic, here it's not logic at all. So stop manipulating by changing the size or the scale of the axis. Okay, so last advice for us is do and don't do. Okay, so we have some advices. Okay, 5 to do, 5 with don't do. Okay.